One of the biggest economic sectors likely to be impacted by tariffs is agriculture. Soybeans are the top U.S. farm export by value, and the biggest buyer of American soybeans is China. Soybean exports totaled more than $27 billion in 2023, according to data from the U.S. Census Bureau. The overwhelming majority of those soybeans went to China, which President Trump has now threatened with tariffs set to take effect tomorrow. Soybean farmer Josh Gackel joins me now for more on all of this. He is also the chairman of the American Soybean Association. Josh, first off, thank you for your time, sir. And I want to kick things off because during the last Trump administration, retaliatory tariffs resulted in an estimated $27 billion in lost U.S. agricultural exports, including more than $25 billion in sales to China. That's according to analysts at Rabobank, which we've seen those figures before. I'm curious. I mean, what could the potential of this latest threat of tariffs bring?
Well, thank you, Alex. It's good to be with you. And yeah, you mentioned those numbers, and I would just start by saying we've been here before. We have some recent history with what the retaliation from China and what that resulted in 2018. And you mentioned the numbers there, a total loss to U.S. agriculture of $27 billion. And if we can learn from history, we could expect that the same we would see that similar or same reaction from China again. And then if you layer on tariffs and trade wars with both Mexico and Canada, even a greater impact on U.S. producers and U.S. farmers. Glad to see that there's been a pause in the implementation of those tariffs for 30 days, and hopefully that can continue to be worked out. But there's still a lot of uncertainty there as the calendar moves forward.
Josh, listen, there will be some folks that see this and they'll say, as a farmer, why tie yourself to a foreign market, especially a foreign market that the U.S. has an adverse relationship with? Why soybeans for you?
Well, in the example of China, China has been one of our most reliable and stable trading partners when not just soybeans, of course, that's our number one export market, but a number of other ag products as well. And that relationship has been, again, solid and stable for a number of years. It started to break down in the first Trump administration. And, we've started to rebuild that through certain agreements that President Trump put in place back then and continue to work on. And U.S. soybean farmers are continually working to find other markets, develop relationships with other international buyers. It's something that we devote a lot of time and energy and money to, actually, as farmers, and dollars that farmers invest. So we are working on that. But the China market is just so large, the population is so large, and their demand and their need for soybean, in the food that they're producing. That's just hard to replace overnight. So while we're working on developing new markets and, trying to build domestic markets as well through biofuel programs and building this local domestic demand, but it's a mix. We need to have both. We're never going to be able to use everything that we produce here in the United States. So we need those long-term, stable, dependable international markets in order to maintain a profitable price for farmers back home.
Yeah. Well, and Josh, I'm curious. I mean, have you been in touch with anybody from the Trump administration to voice your concerns? I mean, how have those conversations gone, if you have?
Yeah, U.S. agriculture in general, a number of commodity groups, we've been sharing these. It's not a secret that President Trump was interested in pursuing new tariffs and using that as negotiating tactics when he came into office. So it's something that we've been sharing with the transition team ever since the election. And of course, we work with partners in Congress as well, elected officials from farm states who share similar concerns, just urging both Congress and the administration as they move forward that, as there are some real things and important things that need to be dealt with when it comes to border and security, that U.S. agriculture and what we can contribute both to our own economy and internationally. Hopefully we can keep that from getting caught in the middle, because I think, U.S. ag and what we can produce and what we can provide can be a bright spot in some of those negotiations.
All right, Josh Gackel, I appreciate your perspective, and the best to you and your family, sir.